Hello, dear friends. Indeed, it is good to see you all. And how is life? Lockdown period, stranded up in your homes. Rather, this time gives you a quiet scope for introspection to think what was lacking in your life and how to take things ahead. So, today we will discuss on the career options of plant breeding as a subject, as a streams or as a specializations to continue after BSc Agriculture. And what the places where you can go, who are your hirers, where you can be hired, get some jobs in this way, right? And the inspiration of this video was provided by Dr. Vipin Kumar, Scientist, Agronomy Division, Indian Agriculture Research Institute. In fact, we were friends during our student days and spent a lot of times together discussing growing together. So he provided me the platform. Indeed, thanks to him. So, subject as a plant breeding, it's one of the major branches of agriculture. Now you know, the entire agriculture, it runs through the input sectors, and seed or the varieties are the most primary inputs. Whatever package of practices you give to the farmer or any intervention you give to the stakeholders, variety is the most prime thing which ushered a change. For example, Green Revolution, all the Kalyan Sona, Sonalika, all those wheat varieties or IR64, this type of varieties, those brought the change. The varieties are supported by package of practices which comes from agronomy or other divisions, or maybe from agricultural engineering, farm mechanizations and all those. But variety is the most primary basic intervention provided by the agriculture sector for the upliftment of the farmers, for the food security of the country, and finally we work for farmers for what we are. So first, what we all deserve, what we all wish, a research career. Obviously there are many options. You can go to service sector, you can go to research, you can go to teaching, you can go to corporate sector, you can start your own entrepreneurship. So many options are there. So as a scientist, that is as a geneticist or plant breeder, working in research and development, most primarily you can work in public sectors, that is ICAR, ARS, that is they are the most pioneer employers of you. ICAR ARS service, where there are more than 90 research institutes of ICAR across the country. You can be utilized, you can get absorbed there, clearing the ICAR ARS exam, and obviously you can serve the nation. That's a great way. Next, the Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education. As if ICAR is there, where you can be established as genetics and plant breeder. In Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education, you'll be absorbed as a tree breeder. That's also a beautiful way to serve the nation. And tree breeding, it's very tough. Trees don't flower regularly. Some of them, they grow quite late. So the genetics of trees, it is quite complex. Many of my friends are there in forestry research and education, and it's a challenging job. Next are our SAU, State Agricultural Universities, several of them. You can serve the country in that way, working as a scientist there, research personnel there. Next, the KVKs, once again controlled by SAUs or some NGOs or central government agencies. The KVKs are Krishi Vigyan Kendras, rather, they're a good option. Next, the Silk Board. Basically all the commodities board, tea board, coffee board, and Silk Board, they all, that's the central government organizations under the Ministry of Commerce and all those. So there also you can go as a plant breeder. And next, finally, the NSC, the seed sector, National Seeds Corporation, that's also basically it was the SFCI, State Farms Corporation of India, who used to employ the breeders, but SFCI in many cases it has been merged with NSC, National Seeds Corporation, and they produce the seeds. Whenever a variety is released and it comes to the channel, it is provided by the National Seed Corporation. So these are the public sectors. Next, as a research in private sector. Research in private, you know the seed companies. In fact, hell of them options are there. Bayer, the most leading one. Maheko, Monsanto, Sibajigi, Syngenta, Pioneers, DevGen. None hence just as a student, as a BSc AG student, you please visit the companies, the website of the, you know in which way their researches are going on, when they hire, what commodities they are working, and these merger and acquisitions are very common within those companies. And so what is the market trend, which seed company is leading? So as a BSc AG student, you need to have a very close vigil on the market, so that updates you where you can go. Next, obviously, the teaching is once again a very passionate sector. We get teachers who made us. So all the SAUs, state agriculture universities, PG colleges are there in different states, central agriculture universities like BHU, Aligarh Muslim University, RLBCAU, Rani Lakshmibai Central Agriculture Universities, these are there. Some of the new institutes are coming like Ramakrishna Mission, RKM Ramakrishna Mission, Vivekananda University. They have come with their, that's a central university in fact. So they have come with their colleges in Kolkata, Narendrapur and Ranchi. That organization is also growing. And many private players are also there. LPU, Lovely Professional University, they are having ICR accreditation. Some of the private players, they are gaining ICR accreditations and coming into the picture. Next is developing your own entrepreneurship. State services are very unique, that we commonly call state line departments. Normally, state line departments recruit ADO or AEO, Agriculture Developmental Officer, and Agriculture Extension Officer, which are very good. But few states, they have dedicated research services. For example, West Bengal has ADO research, so where directly plant breeders and specific plant breeders, geneticists, pathologists, the research persons can go, and they have ADO administration. So the administration guys will be there. So many of the states are having such type of systems, that states having its own research systems, own farms. UP is having that, Punjab, Haryana is having. So state line departments are your most potent employers. Next, obviously after state, almost we have summarized the public sector research and public sector teaching. In teaching, the state colleges are there. In UP, you will find so many PG colleges. So the State Higher Education Commission, they recruit. In many states, such agricultural educational central recruitment platforms and forums are there. So finally is the entrepreneurship. As a breeder, what the best entrepreneurship you can start is the seed. Simple. So, and in the present PPPFRA regime, a farmer can be a breeder. Farmers' varieties can be developed and they can be marketed. And so, as a having the knowledge of genetics and plant breeding, the entrepreneurship, you can jump directly into the seed sector. You take some farmers with you, just in a contact farming mode or somewhere, procure the varieties, evaluate them once in your space, grow the seeds, certify them, sell them in the market. It may be, if you want to have it under a brand, you need to go for a specific process. If it's without a brand, without any branding, that also you can do. The systems enables you to serve it in any way. That is the beauty of the system. It's so flexible, but you should know the rules of the game, because as you come to seed, it is very legal. It's very legal. You can't mess with it, because it may lay in legal affairs at any time. So these are many of the sectors I have covered. Next, many times there are job crunches, in present market conditions. In fact, the vacancies are not very regular. So there are short-term services also. So as a plant breeder or with MSc GPB or PhD GPB, the most thing you can be absorbed as a research personnel for 3 to 4 years temporary time, in which you can develop yourself. So there are different project-based posts at the ICR research institutes and SAUs, where you can work as a SRF with a handsome salary is there, and you can grow yourself academic. And after PhD, you can work as an RA, research associate. And obviously, with the plant breeding covers a major part of the graduate level examinations that are conducted by IFCO, National Seed Corporation, Food Corporation of India, NABARD, NAFED, even in UPSC also. Plant breeding, this subject covers a major chunk. So the subject per se is very important, where you need to follow. Next, how you can go. So these are the things where you can go, Now I'll discuss how you can go. Obviously, after BSc, completing the BSc Agriculture, you are preparing yourself academically. So first target is the ICR GRF or the state conduct examinations. Those are conducted by the state, where you go to your MSc entrance. ICR GRF fit and fine. You get fellowship for 2 years. Otherwise, you can take placements and complete your MSc program, MSc Genetics and Plant Breeding, or MSc Plant Breeding, or MSc Genetics program in different universities of India. Next, after GRF or after completing your MSc, you can go for ICR SRF. That is the PhD entrance examination. Once again, there is an examination to provide you fellowship, in which you can have your PhD. Even the IRA entrance examination also has been merged with ICR SRF. So that's a major target examination which can be targeted. And parallelly, the state exams are there. UP category is there in UP, and different states have their own entrance examinations for PhD. The central universities are having their own parallel examination system. BHU, Aligarh Muslim University, Allahabad Agriculture University, the Schuart's and all those, they are having their own entrance. So at least you should know the exams very well right. There are many universities of UGC system which also provide the degrees. Especially I'll mention the Kolkata University, a very old university. They are providing degrees in Genetics and Plant Breeding in MSc and PhD. In UP, our CSJM, Chhatrapati Sahuji Maharaj University. And there are many universities, you have to search them, and depending on your feasibility, where you can move it a bit and you find where you can have your degree. So finally, after MSc, CSIR Net GRF, that's a really big way you can go to CSIR institutes and do your PhD. And in fact, CSIR not GRF is not tough one. With some guidance you need to have. I was an MSc student of Pannagar, where CSIR Net GRF was so common. Almost guys were used to clear that. During my PhD time at IRI, I myself was a CSIR fellow. So CSIR Net GRF is a big opportunity in which you can directly go to CSIR in labs, as well as you can stay in ICR labs, as well you can go to any UGC lab. So that's CSIR Net GRF that provides you with this option for your PhD. So almost I think the things are covered. You can reach me up in my FB page, where we may discuss with the career options. Especially what I will suggest, just think like a Mendel. Obviously, genetics is a subject in which just more I say of that person, it is lesser. The person whose subject came to existence after years after his death, while living, the man did not get his respect. So, pursuing this subject is a respect to that man. And in fact, genetics is the basis of the agriculture sector. Let me say you. Seed, once again, we know whatever change we are going to bring, seeds are the most primary thing. So seed sector is equally important. You can pursue, there's a lot of options where you can go. So just I will wish you happy study, understand the subject, decide your future, introspect where you can go, in how much water you are, and just go ahead. That's life. That's the way things go on. And it's so happy to speak to you during this time. Just while speaking to you, I revisit, I discover myself. And finally, introducing me, I am Vishwajit Mandal. I am working as a plant breeder in the Indian Institute of Plant Pulses Research, Kanpur. I had my BSc from Banaras Hindu University, BSc Agriculture. As an ICR GRF, I had my MSc from GB Pant University of Agriculture and Technology, Pannagar. And as a CSIR GRF, I had my PhD from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. Thank you. Thank you very much.